Hi, we're here at the Reseller Park in IFA, Berlin, and we're here discussing with some guests from Sisvel, which is a very well-known company here at IFA. But over in your hall, you have a wonderful demonstration going on regarding 3D tiles. So I wanted to introduce my guest, Thomas Hartmann, Managing Director of Sisvel GmbH here in Deutschland.
Hello.
And Giovanni, who's the Digital TV Product Manager, and who's going to tell us a little bit about how 3D tiles works.
Hi.
And tell us a little bit about the technology and why you feel it's a significant advantage.
I mean, let me still interrupt you in your maybe schedule, but I'm thinking to explain a bit Sisvel, why we are that good on the 3D at the moment.
Okay.
We have 28 years of experience in the TV field in the so-called IP management rights, and we have two sections in our business. One is the normal licensing, managing licensing programs. The other one is more or less create new ideas, create and find new technology. One of the new business area activities we are is 3D. 3D is in a 3D tile format. 3D tile format is an evolution of last year, what we announced, the 3D switch subject. This year we have a new evolution, and that's exactly the point where Giovanni can start now.
Okay, great. And I want to mention you acquired a TV company in Rome, right? And this is part of the process for which you're expanding your footprint in 3D.
Absolutely correct.
Okay, Giovanni, 3D tile technology.
The idea behind the 3D tile is that if you want to broadcast 3D content to the end users, for reusing the existing HD infrastructures, you will have to somehow pack the video for the left eye and the one for the right eye in a single HD video. Currently, this is done using two well-known techniques that are called side-by-side and top-bottom.
Side-by-side, you mean like this here?
Yes.
Or left and right,
Okay. In which you have to squeeze the two video components to half of their horizontal or vertical resolution, so that you can stack them one on top of the other, or to put them one side by side.
Yep.
But in that case, you will have a bad effect on the resulting video quality, because you have a loss of resolution, and moreover, you will end up having rectangular and not square pixels.
Rectangular pixels, dangerous things. Yes.
Exactly. The other bad consequence is that the side-by-side and top-bottom formats are not friendly for 2D TV sets, because it is not easy to produce a 2D video from a 3D video, so that a broadcaster using the side-by-side or top-bottom will have to dedicate a specific channel for 3D broadcasting and won't be able to mix 2D and 3D content.
And it costs them more money to do that.
Exactly. This has a consequence in terms of cost and of infrastructure. So we have studied a new format for packing the two views in a single one, starting from a 720p video format, in which we can put one of the two components as it is without modifying it, while the other one is cut in three pieces.
Okay.
That is the reason of the tile name.
All right.
That we put in the empty space in a 1080p HD container.
Okay.
This format has two main advantages. The first one is that the resulting video quality is better, because when you reconstruct the 3D video, you will not have to stretch the extracted video or interpolate to rebuild non-existing pixels. And the other consequence is that if you can tell somehow the decoder, a 2D decoder or TV set, to just take the unmodified video component, it will seamlessly decode a 2 version from the 3D video, which is important, because in that case, broadcaster will be able, as I said before, to mix 2D and 3D content, to have them both on the same channel, on the same frequency, saving money and providing a better experience to the end user, because 2D end user will be able to experience seamlessly the contents, even if it's in 3D, they will not even notice.
Right, which is great. Now, Thomas, just from the commercial side, the again, you're here at IFA, and your primary goal at IFA is to show the technology, but also commercially, what are you trying to accomplish here at IFA?
I mean, as Giovanni was explaining, we try to build up a so-called open platform, which is not limiting ourselves to maybe offering only to one company to other company, being either a manufacturer of sets or being a broadcaster. So we think that the benefits are for the broadcaster that they have lower cost, that they can send through one channel and both possibilities, which on the consumer side, the benefit is they can still enjoy a 3D movie on a 2D format, which means they are not excluded from that kind of transmission. Now, of course, we also think that the quality is far better than current existing systems, which should be an overall, let's say, issue for anybody involved in the chain of that 3D broadcasting subject.
Right. And you're also working on becoming part of the European standard, yes? You're talking to standard groups?
That's always a big issue. I mean, standardization, right? So anything like technical developments, which are more or less every company develops its own standard or its own standard, means that if a consumer has later on 10 different possibilities to choose, I mean, it's never consumer confidence, which means at the end of the day, we hope and we think, and currently our tile format idea is part of the discussion of the standardization body to get it into a standard, which would be, of course, helpful later on. And we also hope that the 3D TV would be getting a standard anyhow.
And it's a European technology, which is very helpful as well, too. Now, the from the point of view of TV makers, I mean, they should be very happy with what you're doing, because it expands the ability for 2D and 3D. So that should be a good experience for them. But also there was an element about how important it is for public broadcasting to have this sort of technology.
Yes, as I have already said, the idea is that public service broadcasters do not have the resources to dedicate specific channels to 3D TV. And not only, they will be bound to provide the same services both for the 3D end users and V2G end users. This might mean or that they have to duplicate the infrastructure for the content production, or they have to choose the suitable technologies that enable them to, let's say, simulcast in a single channel a 2D version and a 3D version of the same content. This is how we think that our format is technologically important for them, because it provides a means for them to distribute the same content once, but to be able to address the needs of 2D end users and 3D end users.
Yeah, and again, with all the IFA, excitement is based around 3D at this point. So it's really the right technology at the right time to be presented here, and it should be a very. I tried to get towards your demo and it was packed out, so I'm sure you're getting a lot of attention over there.
No, I think, as you said, 3D is a hot potato here on the fair, so which means everybody concentrates on that. We feel still, 3D is not mass market yet, so which means there is still some technology coming on, there is still some new development seen in the 3D area. So, but if like HD, it starts one day on the development, and then you have to start to market it. So I think the next step will be that, yes, the TV manufacturer will generate TV sets which are 3D ready, and there's still ongoing development, and I think most important is to get content in place. Without content, any technology doesn't help. So the broadcasters, anybody who is developing content has to speed up and get 3D in place.
Yes, and I think that is probably the good point to end on, is that without a lot of 3D content, everything else is useless. So here from the floor of IFA, if you get a chance, go down and see the Sisvel demo on the 3D tile format. Thank you very much for joining us, gentlemen.